Good evening, everyone. Am I being heard?
Yes,
Yes,
maybe just amplify your voice.
Okay. My name is Lorena and Viney, and I am your host for today, Luminary Series 2.0. Our theme today is the future we fund, investing in ideas that matter. We also have a wonderful program link, including a guest speaker, a panelist, and also we are going to have a panel discussion. Before we go any further, let me share a few Zoom guidelines. For everyone watching, please take note of the following. Please mute your microphone. If you have any message, you can leave it in the chat box. If you have any technical issue, you can reach out to the host or the co-host. Thank you for your cooperation, and we would like to begin now. So first on our agenda, we have opening prayer, which will be done by Honorable Augustine S. Tobogium, the Financial Secretary General of G9. Honorable Augustine, if you are on, please unmute your mic. If you are
Okay,
texting, please unmute your mic.
okay, thank you so much, SG, for that wonderful presentation. Before we start anything in this lab, we have to give the thanks and Almighty God. Then thank you for His grace and love. So I would love for us to bow our eyes in a few minutes for the beginning of the program. So that prayer. And so, Heavenly Father, Mother Jesus, we thank you for your grace. We thank you for your grace. Thank you for everything you've done for us. Thank you for your wisdom, your understanding. How you're about to start the program. Make your knowledge, your understanding, and pass the knowledge to our guest speaker, our panelists, for the girl that knowledge, understanding, and those that are on their way, to come for the program. We thank you in Jesus' precious mighty name. In Jesus'
Amen.
Amen, amen, amen.
Thank you, Honorable Augustine, for that prayer. We have welcome remark, which will be done by Honorable Enoch Bikwe, the President of G9 City. Honorable Enoch, if you are present, please unmute your mic.
Okay, thank you so much, Honorable SG. Greetings to everybody. I hope we are all doing good. I want to take this time to welcome each and every one of us as we'll be going through our most important program. I'm watching everybody to pay keen attention that we'll be able to take in. Thanks to everybody, and you guys are welcome once more. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Enoch, President of G9. Thank you for the word of encouragement. So we have the introduction of the panelists, which will be done by Scholar Cherish Bar. If you are here, please unmute your microphone. Scholar Cherish.
I'm here, Lorena.
You can go ahead, Scholar Cherish.
All right. Thank you so much, and thank you to the leadership. So for the introduction of our panelists tonight, Honorable Confidence Dole is a Liberian civil engineering professional currently pursuing a Master of Civil Engineering at the Harbin Institute of Technology in China. With a strong academic foundation and practical experience in infrastructure development. He holds a Bachelor of Civil Engineering from Wheaton via Studman University in Liberia. Over the years, he has built extensive professional experience working with reputable organizations such as Partners in Health, the World Thunder Health Field, and Mary's Mills, where he contributed to the infrastructure development, construction supervision, and project management in Liberia. His work has included supervising hospital renovation, managing health facility construction, and coordinating infrastructure projects that support community development. In addition to his engineering expertise, Covenant has demonstrated leadership in civic engagement, serving as a county coordinator for the Election Coordinating Committee, where he supervised election observers and supported transparent electoral processes. Skill in tools such as AutoCAD, Revit, Civil 3D, and MATLAB. He brings strong leadership, project management, and cross-cultural communication skills to international engineering environment. Ladies and gentlemen, joining our guest speaker for the dialogue session today is no one else but one of LSUIC finest, brilliant, humble, service-oriented leader. He is no one else but Honorable Confidence Doe. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable. Thank you, Scholar Cherish Bar. And a warm welcome to you, Honorable Confidence Doe. We are honored to have you with us today. Can you guys please welcome the panelists? Can I just see some love in the chat? Thank you, Gary. Thank you, everyone. I'm seeing the chat. Okay. Next, I'll invite Honorable Wady II, the National Secretary General, to introduce our guest speaker. Honorable Wady, you can go ahead. Please unmute your mic.
Okay, thank you so much. Am I being heard?
Yeah.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, our guest speaker for today, she might be strange to some of you, but this is her second time appearing on this platform. She is my own friend and sister from down the line. We've been knowing each other for approximately 20 years now, from high school to university. She is a very humble young lady who has been, by the grace of God, impacting the lives of young people in Liberia and across the world. She is a public speaker. She has appeared on a lot of platforms, both in Liberia, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and other neighboring countries. And she is a pastor, not just that, but she's a peace ambassador. And currently, she's studying her master's in educational leadership and ministry. And she's a family-oriented person, and not much I do, because she's someone that doesn't require too much of introduction. I think once she take the platform tonight, you will get to know the kind of person she is, and we are hopeful to drink from her fountains of knowledge tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome Ambassador Pastor Naklee Quamele, who is going to be our guest speaker for the next 30 to 45 minutes today. So if you are there following, I encourage you to please take the chat box and welcome our speaker for today as she take over this electronic platform. Just use the chat box and say something sweet to our guest speaker. Ambassador Naklee, if you are there, the platform is all yours. Thank you.
Oh, hello, everybody. Thank you again, our Honorable Secretary, for the invite for the second time to appear on this platform. By introduction, my name is Naklee Quamele. I really don't like title, but by profession, I'm a pastor, and by calling as well. Let me see, hats up to the leadership of the Liberian Student Union in China. I know it's such a huge task to take some responsibility away from home, and then you are there making sure that the flag of Liberia fly high, and we're doing better. Mr. President, I greet you, sir, the Vice President, the Secretary, and the rest of the leadership. It is my honor to be here again. If you are hearing me, can you just give me an okay sign? Are we there?
Yes, we are just following the chat session, but okay, we are hearing you.
Okay. So before we delve into the topic, I was given a topic that said the future we fund investing in ideas that matters. And it's such a great platform. I'm also glad that we are all from the religious background. We are Christians, and I would like to keep it that way to take it from our biblical perspective as we go through. If you have any question, you could either keep them for panel discussion or just leave them in the chat room. So the first thing is we should know that the future that we all talk about, it is built and is not inherited. There is no one that can inherit a future from anybody. You may inherit an individual's wealth, but you cannot inherit their future. So I would like to start off again with this question. What kind of future are we funding or investing or supporting today? As all of you out there have left our country and gone over the People's Republic of China, what kind of future are you envisioning that after you should have acquired whatever education or whatever discipline you are over there for that you envision? Do you see yourself investing in a future wherein that will give back to society, or there will just be centered around you? What kind of future are you investing in today for tomorrow? So we see that from our biblical background, I would like to highlight three points. One, Jesus talked about a future wherein we are stewards of resources. We are stewards of the resources that he has given unto us. The resources may be financial, it may be in kinds, or may be in needs. You may have the cash, or one may have the contact, or one may have an idea. But God has entrusted us with these resources that will build the future that we want. And he gave an example from Matthew chapter 25. And he said that it was this certain rich man, he was about to go to a faraway country. And he said he called his servants. To one he gave 5,000, to another he gave 10, to another he gave 1. But these three different individuals, they all had different ideas and minds and perspective for the future that they wanted to see. It's two turned out to be good, but the one turned out to be bad. Two of them, fast forward the story, when their master came, the two saw the future that they wanted to invest. Instead of keeping my master's money, I can fund this future that I want to see now and make use out of this. So the one with the 5,000 invested and he multiplied. The one with the 10 invested and he multiplied. But the one, he saw the future differently. And he said to his master, I know you are wicked. I know that you reap where you don't sow. And I was afraid to invest this money, not to touch it. I buried it, and here is your money. With that, the man got angry. So, in our stewardship of resources, in thinking, are we all going to be in funding our future that we want? Are you going to be the one like the 2000 or the 1000? Looking back home, we all come from a country where we have by politicians, representatives, legislators, executives, the senators. They are all there making some choices that are not in our favor. So with the opportunity that you have, where you fund your future, like the guys with the 5,000 and the 10,000, or we funding our future with the man like with the 1,000 who said that the politicians are wicked in our country. They are stealing all our money. They are taking them away, carrying them to foreign land. They don't want to invest in our country. Therefore, I'm not going to invest my money as I spend my hard-earned money, go over to China and learn my education. I'm not going to go back to Liberia and just waste it. And when you carry one idea, the politicians will suppress you. The legislature, they will not pass policies that will be in your favor. I'm not going to invest in that. Well, if you are thinking of the future like that, then it's in the way of the man with this one talent. Also, another thing biblically that Jesus talked about, he talked about a soil. Investing in the future that you want, we should sow in a good soil. Sow in a good soil help us that when we should have gotten into the future that we envision, our funding, our resources, your effort will not go in vain. So he gave another parable. He said, was this man, he went out to sow. But this man was some way intentional and not intentional about his sowing. He scattered a seed. Some fell on thorny ground, some fell on rocky ground, some fell by the wayside, but some fell on good soil. So this future that we all talk about, funding the future, investing in ideas that matters, is sowing into good soil. There are times you may not have the direct resources or the money from your pocket to sow. Well, you could be like the sower that sow in different places, though we don't know exactly where the seed will fall. If we all just resource our souls into a particular place, what if the birds come and eat that seed? What if the thorns, like the politician, will choke up the seed? Why if it falls on a rocky ground like our families and just spill out our money? But we should try to identify a good soil that at the end of the day, it will reap 100, 60, 40, and all of that, all of those ones. And identifying a good soil to fund the future that you want, it is a crucial thing, right? So if you look at the agriculturalists, they don't just go planting of their seeds. They first have to go and identify the place, do some surveys, do some soil testing, and know what kind of seed that will grow at this point. And after they have done everything, they will plant the rightful seed because they don't want their resources to spoil. That's exactly what you do. So if you will have to invest and fund, first do all of your background check and be like the seed that will fall on a fertile ground. Well, you may not have the direct resources, but there are other ways you can do that. Point number 3, from our biblical perspective and our biblical angle, we should seeking the welfare of community. Seeking the welfare of community. Jeremiah said that we should work for the good of cities where you have to go. As you are there over in China, we should work for the good of that city and your city. Take, for example, you have spent your time, you studied, and God bless you, you inquire or you get the money that you want to support, and your study is paying off. I don't think you just want to come back in a community like West Point and build a very good house, fence it, but yet your community dwellers and the rest of the environs are dirty. Though you live in a good house, but you will still be affected by the community. So the future you're going to fund in should be inclusive of community welfare. It should be inclusive of community development. It should be inclusive of doing everything that will build up your community. Because come to think of it, that what you learn and what you see, not many of our Liberian brothers and sisters are saying them. When you come back to build a very good home and somebody just mine your fence and the fence fall off, or the community, the environment is so polluted that you can get fresh air to breathe, or it's so dirty that mosquitoes enter through your window with all your ACs around. How bad would that be? So the future with the fund in should be community inclusive. That how can I fund my community that will be affected when I go back, or where I am now? With the population of uneducated people, how do I get the community clean? How do I get the streets to be clean? How do I get my people? How do I involve into that? So these are the kind of future that is so big and massive that your funding has to go in the place that we don't have to be scattered. We should be intentional about it. We should invest it on a purposeful, from a purpose mind, because acquiring an education is one, but using wisdom on funding that future is another thing. So modern statistics shows that from historical point of view, that there are people who invested their finances before the development came. Others benefited from that. For example, the internet we are using today came from the Apparent Foundation. There was this war era research project that was funded by the U.S. Department of Defense Force, that say we're going to fund this project for our defense force to build up the internet during the war, and let's see how far it goes. There was a certain group of people that funded, and now we see everybody around the world using the internet. We see the biomedical research. Somebody sat down and they gave international grants, the grant aid. And this biomedical research that was funded by the federal state institution like National Institutes of Health, they have funded so many things in, especially within Africa. Think about the vaccines that we have, treatment for cancer, the research that we're all doing. Think about the Ebola that came, the corona. Somebody funded these things. It was an idea that they fund and say there are a lot of people dying from malaria, and they push it. Another modern example is the World Bank, the IMF. They have set policies into place for Africa. They have given loans. They have given investment into agriculture and energy. These are institutions and some are individuals who decided they saw a future and said, no, Africa or the world need this thing. People cannot be walking from one place to another. So I'm going to invest out of my resources, all my energy, my idea into this thing. Particularly, we are talking about money. I'm going to invest it in this place that will not just benefit I alone, but will benefit the majority of people, right? So think about the development aid too that come to Africa. I'll pose this question to you, what I asked, if we're still getting me. What could Liberia look like with targeted investment today? If each citizen or our leaders will have a targeted investment today, 10 years to come, 50 years to come, what would our country look like as compared to where you are right now? If you and I invest for tomorrow, our fund wisely, what would our country look like? Are we still there? Hello?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Yes, we are following. We're following.
Okay. Thank you very much. So the core concept for funding that reflects our value for funding this future, your funding reflects your value. What is it that we all value that we're going to spend our resources in? Some may value health, for example. And if your value is health, that's where your funding is going to go there. If it is education, if it is arts and agriculture, is exactly where you're going to put your money. Every investment signals a priorities and belief. Whatever is funded flourishes, and what is neglected, it fades away. So as you are there and I am here, what we put our money to is going to show what we value. If an individual value arts and craft, he will spend his last to that when you enter in your home, you see everywhere that this is what he loves. If you value education, for those of us that will value education, that is where our money will go towards. And I believe that is part of the reasons you have left your motherland, your culture, your people, and you've gone miles away to acquire this education. If your value was not in education, you wouldn't have put your money there. Why? It's because you envision something tomorrow for the future that you have placed your money into education. Well, it should not just stop there. Think about the thousands of people back home who does not have the resources that you had to go over, though you might have had your own challenges, but who don't have to invest in that education. Is it that we're going to limit it just for ourselves? Or are we planning on, yes, do I have the opportunity to come? But my funding is not just going to stay with myself, like I talk about community involvement. It's not going to stay, but the many Liberians that don't have the opportunity to come on over, and the government are doing less than little to support the educational cycle. As an individual who value education, my resources to come, how can I invest it? So your resources may be invested directly or indirectly, as we may all know. It may come from your pockets, it may come from your idea, it may come from your support. Well, let's take Ambassador Natwe, for example, a man who's so interested in education, which reflects where he put his money, his value system. He may say, I have my value today to invest in education, but I don't have the direct fund. What can I do? I can develop an idea that we all on the platform to push the education system and make sure many have opportunities to get equal access to education. Or he may say, I can support somebody with the idea. I know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody with this idea. It shows his value. It shows his value. Like example, today we have in our Liberia budgeting system, they have allocated millions of dollars towards the education and the healthcare. But where this already be achieved, it left with those in front of it. Where exactly to put these funds as per our budget, to put this money that will make the plans and objectives to be utilized. How do funding choices reflect your national priorities? Again, if I were to ask you, if you had 1 million to invest now, where will you put it? And what values would that show? I repeat, if you had 1 million to invest at the moment where you are, where will you put it? And what values would that show? So as we see that the vision that we all have, our vision that we all have is not just for now, it's a vision for the future. We all have our different visions, our different plans, our different purposes. But I want to encourage you to continue investing today for tomorrow. Your finances are important. Don't waste them. Because to get them there is a difficult task. Don't waste them. Whenever you think about it, we'll take us back to our introduction of Jesus's teaching that he said, this man, you are the steward of the resources. If God was to come by and ask you, what did you do with the opportunity you had? Some of us may have a plan that I will never go back to Liberia. I will just, in fact, one of my families helped me to come here. I will get what I can, build my houses here, build things. But can we think about the future, not just for ourselves, but for our country, to invest our finances and make it a better one? See it around you, the environment you live in. Some of us had 001 back home. Some of us had 101. Some of us, it was 111. Some was 000 some days. But when God shall have blessed you, fund your future with the fathers that will leave a legacy. Like I gave the example of this very institution. Remember the Bio Research, the parents, the US department who sponsor internet. If these people were not, if they're going to be selfish with their finances, what will have happened? So you and me should not spend our finances recklessly, or should not hold on to our finances and be me with it. Sometimes I come to think, for those who have money here, if they were just looking at the future for everybody, invest this money wisely. We will not have people running outside and fetching for a lot of things or fetching for greener pasture. It's because they don't see the future, right? They don't see the future to invest in ideas. There are many people, including you and I, that have the ideas, but we don't have the money. So what can we do? Sometimes the resources around us, we may not see it. We have people. It may be difficult to navigate the system, but they say winner never quits and quitter never wins. We should exploit every avenue possible. Your money, your resources can shape the kind of future you end up living, or it will just be the fantasy. It's just going to be the fantasy, the ideas that we have. And that's why I must commend the leadership of the student union, that they are doing well and they should keep on doing well. Because if you fund the future you want for this union, who knows that with your support in the future, with your support that you will give to this union, could just make this union a more recognized union in China. That the government, you'll be so renowned that the government will recognize you in terms of anything they have to do with education towards Liberia. They will have to reach the union first. But the union will have to continue investing in ideas that matter, that will push the union to the top. And other countries around going to see and be jealous and say, if Liberia can invest in their union, in their leadership, and push this far, even though the challenges that are around us, surrounding foreign nationals that come in for study, if they can, we can, right? If they can, we can. Where we reach to the point where that matters concerning Liberia, especially when it comes to study, before reaching into the government, or even if the government involved, we have to call this union and say that we want to carry us on something, but we can't do without you. When people coming in over there, they will have to consult the union. But the union must also think about ideas that matters in uplifting the union, funding the future, that when this leadership shall have left, the ones that will come after will stand on the legacy and build forward and say, yes, the union did well. They did so and so. And what did they do? They never had money. But the little they had, they invested it to put the union that they market the union. That now each state know that we have for a union. Each institution consult the union before they take action. So just those kind of things to boss our mind. Are we still there?
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are here.
Okay. Thank you for being there. So the vision that you have in 20 years to come, the finance that we have in our pockets, where do we see ourselves in 20 years from now? Are we just seeing ourselves as a graduate from a renowned country, come back and boast of it? Or are we seeing ourselves after we should have graduated to get a job, still there, stay there, establish a family, and just get it in 20 years from now? What future are you funding? What future are you spending your cash on? Yes, you have needs now. You have needs that are genuine. But with these needs, when they are met in 20 years to come, will you be in your future? Or if you balance your need now and manage your resources, in 20 years to come, will you get there? So the rich people, those that are rich, sit down overnight, they craft idea. They don't mind keeping their resources. They don't mind managing to just invest in their future, right? To just invest in that. Or typical Liberian, when he has a catch, the first thing he thinks on of how to go enjoy himself first, because I suffer in the common way. I saw my education. I suffer for it, so I gotta go enjoy myself. Yes, it is good, but the people ahead of us in the country where you are, though they do enjoyment, but when they have a fun, one achievement is not an achievement. I tell my congregation at times, and I say to them that we are so complacent as Liberian to the extent that when we get 1 or 2 degrees, we feel satisfied with it. And this degree at times does not even bring us anything. We just flag around with our degrees. And as long as we have 3 squares meal, we okay. We got food to eat in the morning, we got a place to sleep, and we okay. But with you out there, see the number of people that has money and that is to their advantage, where you and I still struggling behind this one thing called development or education. So we have to direct or redirect our resources in places and ideas that matter. Your idea could be technology. Your ideas could be education. Your ideas could be beauty and care. Your ideas could be different, and yours is different from mine. For me, and I see the future wherein I'm going to be preaching the gospel. So to nationwide. So if I must achieve that goal, meaning that I have to invest my resources now, invest my time, that tomorrow I should have gotten there. So I want to challenge all of us that this future that we want, we should be intentional about it. God is not going to give it to us just out of the blueprint, but He's going to give it to those that deserve it. He's not a partial God. He's a just God. That's why the unbeliever, they succeed, especially in our setting, more than the believers. Because for the believers, we want God to be partial. And He says, no, I'm a just God. I gave you what you worked for. I gave you what you deserve. I gave you what you spent in. I gave you what you don't spend in. Whatever you don't spend your money in, fades away. If you value beauty care and if you don't spend towards beauty care, it fades away. So funding is ethics in action. Funding is ethics in action. Like I talk about values, you must take action towards your spending. Think about the economists. They don't just spend. They must spend with purpose. Yes, this is A, this is B. Of what value will A give me? Of what benefit will A give me if I spend my money on A? And of what value will B give me if I spend my money on B? Most economists, like Brian, call them stingy. They're stingy, they're not spending money. There are thousands of needs that we have, but think about your return tax. What will you gain from it? The rich man, if he doesn't gain from any deals, he doesn't go into it. If he knows going into the deal will make him to gain, he doesn't mind spending thousands of dollars. Right? So your ethics must take action. Every choice is a seed for the future, whether the bad choice or the wrong choice. You may choose to invest today, you may choose not to invest today. But remember that every choice is a seed for the future. I bring us back to our country. Our leaders, on the average, they choose not to, some of them choose not to invest in Liberia, like cash in Liberia, they went outside of the country. They built their houses. Some of them, their choice they made, they spend that money when they left power, beginning of their future. Some you may know or you may not know, ended up being nothing. As soon as they left governmental power, they left government position, they had nothing. Some made a good choice. The resources that we have, God has blessed this country so much. The choice those who sit in the seat has made Liberia to where it is now. The choice those who sit in the seat of the country made their country where it is now. The choice the rest of the country around the world make their country where they are. So the choice that you and I will make today is a seed for our future. The same thing goes to relationship. The choice you sow there is a seed for a future, whether it's a good choice or a bad choice, relationship wise. Some people disrespect leadership. That's a seed. That's a choice they're sowing for the future. Some people honor my leadership. That's a seed and a choice for the future. Tomorrow, when you shall have become a leader, you got a lot of people undermining you. You got a lot of people disrespecting you. We got a lot of people. I don't mean to run into politics, but we see the same thing happening here. When Allen was into power, we have a lot of things that went on. When George Weah took power, the citizen did the same thing. A lot of things too went on towards him. So the seed, every choice is a seed. Your study is a seed. Your money going over there is a seed. Your time and effort on this platform is a seed for the future. Are we still there?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Okay. So since we have panel discussion, I would like to wrap up and take a question. Invest today for tomorrow's sustainability. Invest today for tomorrow's innovative society. Invest today for tomorrow equitable, right? So I combine the three and says, invest today for tomorrow's sustainable, equitable, and innovative society. Invest today again for tomorrow's sustainable, equitable, and innovative society. I challenge you that what kind of future you want in 20 years, which areas are you investing in, which areas need investment? Think about it as I close. Which areas need investment? Your financial investment. I know that you've already invested going over there to get your education, but still think about it. Which area needs investment? Remember, your funding, it reflects your value. Where you put your money is where your treasure is, as the Bible says, right? Where a man's treasure is where his heart is. Again, funding is ethics in action. Remember, funding is ethics in action. The future will fund. Investing in ideas that matters is a one that is not inherited, but one that is built. The future you want to invest in ideas that matter is not inherited, but it is built. I hold on here and I'm open to you. So lastly, what can you do today that fund a better future? As a president, as a secretary, as or whatever position that we have, including myself, what can we do today to fund a better future that we all have in our mind? Thank you very much, and I hold on for now because I know it's after 6 or 7 there.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Naklee Quamele. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name well. That was a
It's okay,
beautiful
man.
and inspiring words. We are deeply grateful. Come on, guys, let's tap in the chat. If you can dance, please dance and show your appreciation in the chat, please. I want to see the chat. I want to see the appreciation for the guest speaker in the chat. I'm not saying anything now. Okay. Yes, I'm seeing it. Thank you so much. We are now moving into our panel discussion segment. And I'm delighted to be joined by our panelist, Honorable Confidence Doe, who was introduced earlier by Scholar Cherish Bar, and also our guest speaker, Ambassador R. Naklee Quamele. I'm sorry again. Who had just shared that wonderful address with us. Thank you both for being here for this conversation. You can please unmute your mic and put on your video if you are in a well place. The guest speaker and the panelists. If you are in a suitable place. Honorable Quamele. Okay, I think we can go ahead. So, Honorable Covenant and Honorable Quamele, I just want to get both of you perspective on this question that I'm about to ask. So, our team today is investing in ideas that matter. In your own experience, how does a young person with limited resources know which idea is worth pursuing? Like, what sign should they look for? Let me repeat the question. In your own experience, how does a young person with limited resources know which idea is worth pursuing? What sign should they look for? Is the question clear?
Yes, it's clear enough.
Okay, you can unmute your mic to answer the question. Anyone can.
Hear me? I said the question is clear, but I don't know whether you're asking to me or the other guy. Or Robert,
Oh, no,
Mr. Robert.
you can
I
go
want to
ahead.
hear from both perspectives, so anyone can answer. It's a question for both.
Okay, what does a young person knows? How does a young person know which idea to pursue and what the sign to look for? What, with the limited resources you have, which idea to look for? That's why I talk about value, because a young person is not going to be out looking for just any idea to invest in. You must know your value. If you value, or if an individual value entertainment, arts, or like education, that's where you want to go out for, right? The resources, it's not that force you start big. It's possible to start small. Many people that are invested in resources in their future, in what the ideas that they have, I believe they won't tell you that they start big. There will always be limited resources. including from my end. There will always be limited resources, especially for Africa and for the for ourselves. So your value will determine the kind of ideas, and the sound to look out for is the possibility. Are you hearing me? Okay. Sound to look out for is what are the those who have achieved before me? Are there others that have walked this path before? Are there people that have succeeded? What are their mistakes? You won't do your survey, like I mentioned on the agriculturalist. Or good agriculture will not just plant case or seed. You will first do the survey for the soil texture, the environment, the weather condition, and what kind of seed to plant there. It's not because I'm interested in art that I should just do any kind of art. What if this environment that I'm in would not be okay for the kind of art that I'm interested in? And if it will be okay, how can I make them to the kind of art that I'm involved in? Others that are succeeding or that succeeded, how did they do this? Coming from a note, think about those who had the idea of coming out with vaccine. Nobody had ever thought about vaccine. Nobody had ever thought about internet. Nobody. So with the limited resources that we have, how the sound to look for, like I said, one, somebody who has succeeded before, how they did it. It may not be in your particular area, how they went about it, and you can start small. It's not by force you start big. You can reach out to people, sell your ideas to others that will be interesting, that have the money. Maybe organization, individual has the money for anywhere. They have the money. In a church setting, if the pastor or leader want to have a program and he does not have money to buy the drum, what he does, he brings the idea to the congregation. I want to buy this drum, and the church don't have money. And someone woke up from the pew, I will give 50. And pastor, I will give 20. Pastor, I will give 10. Before anything, it is done and he gets the drum. So the same way, you don't have the financial resources, but can you push your ideas that people will support to different settings? Maybe you're a Christian, but the person that have the money is not a Christian. Can I convince a non-Christian to buy my idea, to sponsor my art business, or to sponsor mine, whatever that I have? So I hold on attention to the other panelists. I just hope they are hearing.
Yeah, we are hearing you.
Okay.
So let me take this time to say good evening to everyone in China, and let me say hi to the guest, Ambassador Quamele, and also to our host, Larina. Larina, let me first address this issue with you before I start answering your questions. I've been trying to add you on WeChat, and it's not going. Is there a reason?
I'm sorry, my WeChat is restricted. That's why. But we'll talk about that after this.
Okay, it just got. I just thought that's something I should address first. Okay, now let's go to the ideas. How do we get the ideas we invest in? So our guest speaker did a very great job. From the angle she came from, I actually did not actually look from that angle. But everything she said, it's something that actually speaks to me, and the questions that were asked, the questions that I'm still trying to answer. I'm not an expert. I am still learning, so I'm just going to share my personal view on how I think we can invest in the future. So coming to your question, how can we get the ideas? How can we find the ideas? As a student in China, the guest speaker has already spoken on one side, we can find our idea. I will bring you to something that might be more practical. I read a book and it's called Atomic Habits. And one thing I understand that Jane Claire says, you mentioned that every action we take is a vote for the person we want to become. How can we find the ideas? Before we start looking for those great ideas, we have to first start with our daily routine. That's the first thing. So in finding your idea, how you can find the idea, start finding the ideas by first checking the things you do on a daily basis. Once you can find the things, understand the things you do on a daily basis, the idea for future investment is going to come. I think we can go to the next question.
Thank you, Honorable Quamele and Honorable Confidence. So my second question is, before we start for the second question, can we please answer the question in 2 minutes because of time? 2 or 3 minutes, please. Okay, my second question for you is, beyond money, what is the most important investment a young person can make in their idea right now in today's world without waiting for funding or permission? Let me repeat my question again. Beyond money, what is the most important investment a young person can make in their idea right now in today's world without waiting for funding or permission? Thank you.
Ambassador, do you want to go first?
Okay, sorry, I didn't get the last part of the question. Can you just kind of?
Okay. The question was, beyond money, what is the most important investment a young person can make in their idea right now in today's world without waiting for funding or permission? Can I repeat?
Into this world without waiting for funding?
Yeah, or investment. What is an idea that a young person can do without waiting for funding or permission? Did you get the question?
Ambassador, your mic is muted.
Your mic is muted. Ambassador Quamele.
Sorry, you hear me now, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay, so that will also take us back to the first answer. Someone microphone is still on. I'm hearing the feedback. Someone microphone is on. One person has to mute, yes. Okay, beyond money, what is the most important investment a young person can invest in right now without waiting for funding. Thank you, Ambassador. This panelist said, sorry, I'm trying to get your name. Without waiting for the fundings, back in the key mentioned, we should look in our daily activities. Just look in your mind what you can do. Like I give you an example for myself. And there was one time, okay, wishing me that will. There was once we had these ideas, and we never had the money to fund it. Nobody to support us. And Natalie, my ambassador, Natalie myself sat down. What will we do? And he said, okay, I think we can do this. We can plan. Since that's why when we gearing towards young people, we don't have the money to do it. Let's plan a program, or let's plan this activity, and we reach out to different people. This is our idea. We put it together. We wrote the letters. Without funding some things, he will walk. Imagine working from police academy all the way into Guru and going down, all the way down academy. That's the kind of working he used to do. Sometimes when I joined him, right? So the young person, the most important idea to you now will be the thing that you value, the thing that you do every day, like our first speaker said. I can tell you the most important thing to invest in now. I may tell you invest in business, but what is business is not your strength. I can tell you invest in education. What if that is not what you are called to do? That is not what God has called you to do. I can tell you invest in arts and entertainment or arts and culture. What if that is not what you are called to do? So nobody will tell you what to invest in unless you yourself tell yourself what to invest. We will all just give an advice. Or business person will tell you invest in this business. It is a very good business, right? It is a very good business. Invest in importing goods and services. He's selling the market. He's giving an advice because that is his strength, right? Yeah. In a few seconds, let me give my colleague chance to answer.
Yeah, you know, the way you come in with your answers, I just feel I don't need to talk again because you nail the thing. So from my side, beyond money, what are some of the things, or what is the most important thing that a young person can invest in, that the major what I look at there without waiting for funds or investment? We have something that is unique to us, and it's our time. I remember James Clear, he also said, we do not rise to the level of our goals. We fall to the level of our systems. So what you have currently, you have your energy, you have your resources as in yourself, you have your strength, you have your strength. One of the things you need to invest in that is very important is how you use your time. If you understand time management for yourself at its current level, you're going to be investing into another person, something that you won't imagine. Let me use this example, something practical. You just see a friend holding a book and you get interested in the book and you go and buy the book and you read the book. You're not just reading the book, you're investing in becoming a reader. That's how you should see it. So you don't need money, you don't need finance to know how to manage your time. You need to know how to manage your time before you can get finance. So you have to understand something that is clear. So one thing that is very important for a young person, I would advise that you learn how to manage your time. Yeah, invest in your time. Thank you.
Thank
Lorena.
you. Quamele and Honorable Governance Board. Thank you. My next question is mainly for Honorable Quamele, because she did talk about the Christian aspect when it comes to the topic. So, Honorable Quamele, I was just thinking, since you already talked about that, there's this verse, Jeremiah 29, verse 11, which also show us that, let me just read the verse. The verse said that, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." So my question is, how can a young person trust God plans for their future while also actively working and investing in the ideas that matters today? Let me repeat my question. How can young people trust God, plan for the future while also actively working and investing in ideas that matter today? And my question also linked with the verse that I just read, Jeremiah 29, verse 11. The mic is open, Honorable Quamele.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. God has stated his plan clearly. He said he knows his plan that he has towards us. That is his plan, that we may prosper, that our soul will prosper, to give us an expected end. That is God's plan. But he can't do it without our involvement. So how do I trust him? As someone gave this scenario, you trust the manufacturer of the chair, and you believe that the chair was made for sitting. You are convinced, with all of your conviction, you never took action of sitting in the chair. The manufacturer is not going to set you in a chair, but you believe that he made the chair perfectly, he made the chair for sitting, he made it for your comfort, but you never took action in sitting in the chair. Yet the chair is there. So think about the chair manufacturing as God. He has already made our give us a plan. That is what he wants us to be. So trusting in him is to take action by sitting in the chair, relaxing in the chair, and just putting our weight in it. God has said what he wants. It is our responsibility to take action like his stewards. He gave us potential. He gave us career. He gave us everything. He wants you to use those skills, those abilities, those techniques, like I was mentioned, your time in getting to that great future he has for you. Without that, you can't get there. That future that he says he has is not for a particular person, it's for everybody. So the one who will take action and work in that is the one that will get to the future that he has for them and expected in, that it will prosper. But the one who will sleep and does nothing will get nothing. I hope I'm on track with your answer.
Yes, you are. Thank you.
Am I on track, ma'am?
Yes, you are on track. Thank you for answering. Yeah.
Okay.
For my
Lucy, do I need to say something?
You also want to
it's
give your perspective too?
Yeah.
Okay, you can go ahead, sir.
Yeah. So yeah. So she already said something very important.
Hello?
You are not being here. I don't know if you me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think my second phone turned off.
So God gave the promise. He just promised us everything. But we also have to work before we can achieve what He has promised us. So it comes down again to our discipline. If we just sleep and say, okay, God has promised me something, and I don't need to work for it because my Father said He knows the plans He has for me. Yes, those are the plans. But if we do not put ourselves into action, we cannot achieve them. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Honorable Company though. So this is my last question, not to take too much of your time. Honorable Providence, you can go first. So, looking at young people watching us today, students, emerging leaders, dreamers, what is one thing you wish someone had told you earlier about investing your time, your energy, or resources into ideas that matter? Let me repeat my question. Looking at the young people today, watching us, students, emerging leaders, dreamers, what is the one thing you wish someone had told you earlier about investing time, energy, or resources into ideas that matter? You are not being here.
Okay. What one? Listen, that
Am I
one
going
thing.
first? Okay, you can. Hello?
Was Mita, go first. Go first. I'm okay.
Okay. One thing I wish I would have been told from the beginning of life is something that has to do with the compound effect. Something that has to do with the compound effect. I wish I would have been told from the beginning that if you're giving $50 every day for recess and you save $5 a day before you leave high school, you have some great amount of money to fund that idea that you have. You don't have to look for somebody elsewhere to fund your idea. If I would have just been told that, I think everything would have been different for me right now. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. If you have anything
For
to
me, I wish I would have been told that spending one day every day or an hour every day doing what you believe or you are convicted that God has called you to do is more better than supporting and sponsoring, putting your energy, your resources into other person's idea. Yeah, because if you over the time I've taught that and also believe the right step in the right action is more important than the right step in the wrong direction. We all have been called for a specific thing. But if we support, we take years building other people's institution. We are young people, we have the energy, we have the goal, we have the vision, we have the enthusiasm. Sometimes we have the resources. But we spend those time working with other entities. The experience is good, but Those energies can be directed to your own goal, your own future, your own ideas, your own time. 1 minute every day of picture set in the right direction makes you better at what you want to do than a wasted time in the wrong direction. Yes. So Bible says, as the man thinketh, so is he. If I tell young people, I can tell them that if you think that working in an institution will make you the manager and your own boss, well, that's what you're going to be. But will you really be? But if you really want to be your own boss, you can take that one action every day, investing in what you want to do. Within the next 10 years, you're going to be the best at it. You're going to have the best experiences, and you will be far ahead. And you're not going to have anybody ordering you around. Yeah. Like NatWest, Ambassador NatWest is a witness who spend time working for other people, different youth group, and pouring our energy into helping people make this happy, make this one work. When we had our own goal and our own vision, day and night we couldn't sleep, hours we were just pouring our energy towards that. But if I, for one fact, who have poured my energy into my own idea, which is not bad getting expensive, but it would have been far more better than starting now as compared to back then. Yeah, what I'm starting now would have been something that will be way ahead. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you both. That was a beautiful and true perspective, also in one powerful message. The chat, can I please see you guys, telling them thanks also for answering this question. I brought up my hard question and they just answer it to the best of my ability. They was drinking the question like water. So thank you guys. Now we go to the audience to hear any question from you guys. Remember to raise your hand. You can just use this here to raise your hand and then you will be recognized and then you can unmute your mic. We are just taking 3 questions because of time. You can also write your message in the chat box also. Your question,
Hello, are we all following the platform? If you are there and you want to ask a question, kind of use the reaction, raise your hands and be recognized. I think this is an opportunity for you to ask. Am I being heard?
you are being heard.
Okay.
Come on, guys.
Okay.
You guys can ask a question.
Yeah, press your hand is up. Let's hear from him.
Okay.
Yeah,
You can
mine
raise
is
your
not
hand.
really much of a question, but commendation to our honorable speaker and our panelists. She was here the last time, and as I can remember saying, I hope to see you or hear from you again another time. And it's great that she's also here again with us today, sharing something that's very much powerful. This meeting will be shared on the union's YouTube channel so that other leaders and members of the union can later on follow. Thanks so much to Honorable Dole. He's been very proactive within the space of the union. Within time past, with years before, but of recent, his commitment has been something very much tremendous. We also want to appreciate you. Honorable Pastor, thank you so much. Our greetings to people there in Liberia. May God continue to strengthen you and empower you with wisdom to lead his people and to continue to inspire every other organization, individuals that you will have the chance to share or to speak with. And to all of our members of LSUIC, joining tonight, I'm sure is not a mistake, especially those that were here during the time of our sharing. And to our Honorable SG of Jenna, you're doing a great job. Thank you that we see you. May God bless you, and let's continue to be together and stay united.
Yeah, no, say I have party statement, yo.
My name is now here. Take another NEC member.
I have party statement, yo. Okay, so do we have any other individual that I would like to ask question? Are we all following? Honorable Brooks, the VP from Gina. Okay, my man. Honorable Gaji. Yeah, Chief, you're welcome. You can unmute your microphone. Next.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Honorable Secretary. And again, like I rightly said, and will always say, even if that would be said a million times, I won't get tired of saying it. This is a place to be. And honestly, we will always sincerely appreciate the effort of this noble institution for connecting Liberian and enlightening our minds. So like this topic under discussion today, it is something that really helped me. And I think those that made this day, they really made something and hope that they try to jump other initiatives. And to our speaker, thank you so much, because these are real issues that are confronting our students today. And many of us, we have not yet passed those issues. So as these things are discussed, it will give us a way forward. Again, thank you so much. And Honorable President, thank you. And may God guide you as you lead us through and continuously open these opportunities for us. My man, confident. Thank you, my man. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Honorable Gaji. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Honorable
Do we have
Gaji.
any other individual there I would like to ask? If not, then Honorable Lorena, do you have any other question to ask so that we can move to the next aspect of the program?
I think I have a question.
To who?
To one of my favorite audience. That has to do with the. Oh, let me say, yeah, it's in person. It's the Honorable Vice President.
Okay.
Yeah, Her Excellency, Madam Rufain. I'm calling the person into the person Bohemian contempt. Are you available, man?
Phoebe, are you following?
Yeah, I'm following. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah. So I understand that you're one person that have taken entire investing in ideas, as in the future we fund. Can you make mention to how you decided to open a YouTube channel that you're currently running? Did you just get up one morning and the idea just popped up from your head, or it was something that you decided that I want to see myself at this very big stage tomorrow, so I need to start small? Is the YouTube channel your small stage, or is that your biggest stage?
Okay, so first of all, let me say I'm not so, even though I've done a lot, but I know the potential I have, so I can be hard on myself. But even though I'm not proud of where the channel is right now, but I'm glad that We are still on the platform, and we are hoping that at least we can get back to uploading as we should. Yeah, but I will say, from the very beginning, I think for us, God has given the opportunity to see life from a broader perspective is a great blessing that we should never take advantage of. For me, my dad, when he was still alive, one thing he taught me was impact, the importance of making an impact wherever you go, no matter how small or how big, but at least let your presence be felt. Let people know that you existed in that particular space you occupied. So it was from that backdrop at the time I was practicing my public speaking. And during the COVID, we had too many times on our hand. Like we just had too much time. We didn't know what to do with the time. So that was where I started practicing my public speaking, how to talk to the camera, because now we are in a digital space. And if you want to be somebody who's going to make an impact, we don't really meet in person. Everybody is on the social media, even our older generations or these generations, and the ones to come, they're all on the media. So if you're able to find a space on the platform where everybody is available, then you can make much more impact than if you are just speaking to people who you are already familiar with. Yeah, so it was from that backdrop we were able to join the platform. But I would say this, I think one of the reasons why, like I stated before, that I haven't really been so consistent as I should, because I know I'm able to be consistent with that particular project. But it was also because of structure. You can have the passion for something, but you have to, I think one of the speakers that mentioned that it was you or either you or the pastor that said you have to have clarity, like you have to test the sword, because in as much as everybody is on there, you also have a reason why you're going there and also have a structure in place so that in case what you expect does not, materialize, since you already have a structure or there's already something in place that's going to help guide you to make better decisions. Because if you want to grow, obviously you're going to be reaching people who are like outside of your space. And if you are gaining visibility, like what do you do with those people? How do you pick it up from different levels to another? If you don't have like structure in place, things are not really going to flow as they should. Yeah, but I would say back to the question you asked, it was just from the place of making impact society and just reaching a more broader audience on the given talents that God has blessed me with. So yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. That was perfect. I just needed you to prove the idea or the statement that says we do not rise to the level of our groups, but we fall to the level of our systems. Thank you.
All right. Honorable Lauren, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, so we can take over. We can move to the next aspect of the session. I
Okay,
think
thank
that
you
does
to
it for the
everyone
panel.
who participated. And this brings us to the end of our panel discussion. I want to say a special thank you to Honorable Confidence Dole. Thank you for your time, your wisdom, and for sharing your journey with us. You have truly blessed us. And also a special thank you to Ambassador Ara Naklee Quamele. Thank you for your powerful addresses and for staying to be part of this conversation. We are deeply grateful. Let us please show our appreciation in the chat, family. You can dance, you can clap, just show your appreciation to the guest speaker and the panel. So now we move on to the closing remark. We will be taking one remark from one remark each because of time. So we will, anyone here representing the NEC?
However, VP can go ahead.
Okay.
All
You
right,
can.
all right. Okay, let's say thank you, first of all, to the Secretariat for the series. We are glad that you guys are always bringing good people on board to teach us because we are all on the learning curve, and we are glad that to the ambassador who took upon her time to come and impact as she's always been doing, and to also to the scholar or the honorable man, honorable confidence, though, thanks for your contributions as well. And to all of us at the listening audience, we are also glad that you joined. These are events that we want to, always try to be on the platform because, to be honest, all these events, it really takes time to plan and to get speakers and to do flyers and all these things. So at least having few people grace these kind of occasions, knowing that they are going to learn, it also means a lot to the organizing team. So we say thank you, and may we continue to keep showing up for ourselves and keep stretching ourselves to personal development, because this is a very educational space. And trust me, there's a whole lot you can learn once you have an open mind and you are ready to grow as a person and also as a leader. So thank you again, and believe our service to God is service to man. So until then, we keep doing the people work.
Thank you, Honorable MVP Ruben. Thank you again. Can we get one closing remark from the audience? You can just raise your hand, please, from the audience. I'm giving 5 minutes. If I don't see no hand raised, then I will continue. Okay, silence may
So
continue.
no one there to give remark.
I'm
Um,
not saying.
let me come in.
Okay, you go
Okay, someone is there. And with
ahead.
Dixie?
Go, Dixon.
Yes. Okay, I just want to take upon this time to appreciate our speaker and our panelists for gracing this wonderful occasion. I hope that we gonna have another Luminary series, and we're gonna put our time again to get great speaker at least to help educate our fellow scholars within China. Thank you for taking upon your time again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Dixon. We'll get a closing remark from the panelist, Honorable Confidence though. Can you please unmute your mic and speak?
Yeah, I'm not very used to the honorable name or the honorable title. I think it's a very huge title that people like honorable not really deserve it, and I don't actually deserve it. So I'll just run you quick with my closing. The guest speaker made 3 key points today. In her first point, she mentioned Matthew 25, where we realized the story of this rich man and how he invested some money in his servants. I'm not going to preach on that. Maybe you can find me another time for that sermon. The next thing we realized is she mentioned the story of the sower that has to do with scattering of seeds. She closed on the point of seeking welfare. So as we close today, I'm actually going to challenge you on how you view your resources. One of the things our host mentioned today was Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11, which gives us the ultimate blueprint. It's like a promise of hope and a future. But a blueprint, as an engineer, I'll tell you, a blueprint still requires someone to lay the bricks. Whether you want to build a groundbreaking, innovative, what is launching a business, just creating a stronger community for the people around you. You cannot wait for the massive windfall. You cannot wait for time. You cannot wait for money. You cannot wait for inspiration. Inspiration is something you should never have in this life. Never be inspired. You should have discipline and rely on our daily systems. So my challenge to you as I leave, you have to start with the 1%. You have to look at that little idea, that seems so little, but it matters to you. And you have to make one micro investment in it today. The best time to invest was yesterday. The next best time to invest is today. Tomorrow is something that is not promised. People that invested in the cryptocurrency 10 years ago, they are the ones that are seen at the peak. If you keep waiting and hoping that someday you walk on the street and one Chinese man will drop his entire wallet and you'll find it, you're a madman. If you're waiting for Lotto to win the lottery, you're a madman. Because you have to combine your daily systems with that atomic level of consistency, with the promise of the future. Compound effect is unstoppable. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Governance Esto. We now take a closing remark from the guest speaker, Ambassador Quamele. I'm sorry if I'm still not pronouncing your name well. Ambassador. Is the ambassador present?
Yes, I'm here. Are you hearing me?
You can go ahead.
So we start on the statement of, even though he does not like the honorable name, but for diplomacy's sake, honorable confidence as though he said compound effect is unstoppable. Putting everything together, I think we can do great, right? We all here for one goal, is to get to the future or to fund the future that we want. Remember, only is ethics in action. Also remember that every choice is a seed for the future. So thank you very much for inviting me again on this platform, especially to our president, Honorable Orlando, Honorable Nat Will, my own friend and brother, for his recommendation. He's invited again to you, Honorable Lorena Vani. Thanks everybody and to the rest of the leadership for allowing me to speak these words, not by expertise, but by opportunity. And I believe that if we all fund the future now, taking the right action in the right place at the right time, we will definitely get there. With God above, we are unstoppable, and may the grace of God sustain us all till we meet in the future that we found today. Thank you very much.
Honorable Lorna, are you there? Honorable Vani?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was muted. Thank you, Honorable Quamele. We now next on our agenda is vote of thanks, which will be done by Honorable Wilson, the National Deputy Secretary General. Honorable Wilson, are you here?
He's not here, so I will just proceed for him.
Okay.
All right. Quickly, I would like to use this moment to thank everyone who took upon their time to be a part of this series today. Most especially our panelists and our guest speaker. Thank you so much for the insights that you share with us. The doses of information that you released to us today, honestly, we cannot pay for it. So thank you so much. When we knock at your door, you are there to open and accept our invite. We are grateful. And to Honorable Lorena and all other Secretary General and member of the Secretariat, I'd like to say thank you too for your full involvement, planning at the back end, on your back day and night. Thank you so much for making this day a success. And to our national president and vice president, thank you for always being there. Thank you for the push behind closed door. Thank you for motivating us to do the people's job. In my present tune, we need to do the people's job. So thank you so kindly for being a push door. I am a team, and to all of our scholars who made it able to be here today, thank you. I believe today was a great day. We learned a lot. So, and we also encourage you for series 3 that is coming up very soon. We're going to try our best to bring a good program, an educated and informative one to you every time with people to share their expertise or their ideas with us, because we believe that's the reason why we are out here. Every day we should be able to learn something new, because at the end of the day, information is what we are here for. And then after we should have acquired all of those information, what next is to go back and translate those information into reality or tangible, that people can point out to tomorrow to say, oh yes, he did this, yes, he did that with what he or she have learned. Remember, the application is what we call education. You cannot just go in a classroom and just read all of the books and then you don't know how to apply them. That's why we avail ourselves day and night to be on this platform. So thank you. God bless you, and God bless LSUIC.
Thank you, Honorable Woody. So before the benediction, I want to recognize few people from the national leadership. I'm so sorry when I started, I didn't recognize you guys because of time. So I want to recognize the national president, Honorable Orlando Tieblo. Thanks for joining. And also to recognize Rufi M. Harmer, their national vice president also. Thank you for joining. And also I want to recognize the president of G9, Honorable Inobi Kwe. Thanks for joining also. And I also want to recognize the vice president of G9, Honorable Kuko Brooks. Thanks for joining. And to all the members that joined the Zoom platform and are still active here, thank you so much. And we wish to see you for the next Luminary Series 3.0. Thank you all. So now we will take our benediction from Honorable Cooker Brooks, the Vice President of G9CT. Honorable Cooker, you can unmute your mic now.
Okay, thank you. Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Yes, you have been here.
Oh, that's bad. Okay. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this time we have shared together. We are grateful for your guidance, your wisdom, and your presence among us. As we go our separate ways, please continue to lead us, protect us, and help us live according to your will. Let the things we have learned stay in our hearts and bear good fruits in our lives. We give you all the glory and the honor. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Thank you, Honorable Cooker.
Amen.
As Honorable Cooker praying, some people's eyes was not closed. I was looking.
Ah.
Thanks.